In a quiet suburban neighborhood, a young teenager named Marcus was walking home from school. He was well liked by his community, known for his respectful demeanor and sharp mind. One afternoon, a police officer approached him abruptly, accusing Marcus of stealing a neighbor's package, a claim Marcus firmly denied. The officer, convinced of Marcus's guilt without evidence, took him to the station for questioning. Despite Marcus's calm explanations, the officer's attitude was cold and dismissive, assuming Marcus was guilty based on nothing but a hunch. At the police station, Marcus remained composed, knowing he had done nothing wrong. He repeatedly asked to speak with a lawyer, but the officer ignored his requests, pressing him with questions and insinuations. Marcus noticed the officer's dismissive tone and how quickly he jumped to conclusions without checking facts or listening carefully. Word of the accusation began to spread in the neighborhood, stirring tension and worry among Marcus's family and friends. His parents immediately sought legal advice and reached out to a local community center for support. Marcus's school counselor also stepped in, advocating for fair treatment and reminding everyone of the importance of due process. Despite the stressful situation, Marcus remained confident. Unknown to many, Marcus was not just a good student, he was a prodigy in law, having studied legal principles since he was a child. He had even won local mock trial competitions and dreamed of becoming a lawyer one day. When the officer presented his case to the district attorney, Marcus requested a chance to defend himself, knowing that truth and facts would prove his innocence. He prepared meticulously, gathering evidence and witness statements to demonstrate that he was nowhere near the neighbor's house when the package went missing. The day of the preliminary hearing arrived, and the courtroom buzzed with quiet anticipation. Marcus entered confidently, his family and supporters seated behind him. The officer who had accused him sat across the room, unaware of the determination and knowledge Marcus was about to display. When it was Marcus's turn to speak, he eloquently outlined the timeline of events with clear evidence, surveillance footage from a nearby store, timestamps from his phone location, and testimonies from neighbors who saw him at a different part of town. His arguments were precise and grounded in legal reasoning, leaving no room for doubt. The officer, taken aback by Marcus's depth of understanding and calm confidence, found himself struggling to respond. Questions he had expected to be one-sided now required him to reconsider his own assumptions. The judge, impressed by Marcus's presentation, ordered a full review of the case. Marcus's legal prowess shone throughout the hearing. He cited relevant laws and precedents, demonstrating that the officer's accusations were not only unfounded but also lacked proper procedure. The courtroom audience, including members of the community, watched in admiration as this young teen skillfully defended himself. Meanwhile, Marcus's family felt a renewed sense of hope. What began as a frightening ordeal was turning into an inspiring story of justice and truth prevailing through knowledge and courage. Following the judge's order, an independent investigation was launched to thoroughly examine the officer's claims and Marcus's evidence. Detectives reviewed the surveillance footage, cross-checked phone records, and interviewed witnesses anew. With each step, it became increasingly clear that Marcus's account was accurate and the initial accusation was baseless. The officer's approach, marked by premature assumptions and lack of proper verification, came under scrutiny. Supervisors questioned his conduct, emphasizing the importance of impartiality and thoroughness in investigations. The department initiated additional training programs focused on fair treatment and procedural integrity. In the meantime, Marcus continued to impress everyone with his unwavering composure. Despite the stress and attention, he stayed focused on his studies and even helped other young people in the community understand their rights and the legal system. His passion for justice deepened, fueled by his personal experience. At a community gathering held to support Marcus, several local leaders praised his courage and intellect. They spoke about the need for fairness and accountability in law enforcement, highlighting how knowledge and truth can empower individuals facing unfair accusations. As the case progressed, it became a symbol of hope and change, showing that standing up calmly and confidently for oneself can lead to justice, even when facing powerful institutions. Marcus's story began inspiring others to seek education and advocate for their rights. The day of the final hearing arrived, and the courtroom was filled with a mix of anticipation and respect. Marcus's family, friends, and community members gathered to witness the resolution of the case that had captured their attention. The atmosphere was different now, one of hope rather than tension. Marcus took the stand with calm confidence. He recounted the events with clarity and precision, answering every question thoughtfully. His detailed knowledge of legal principles was evident as he explained the importance of evidence, due process, and fairness in justice. The prosecutor, recognizing the strength of Marcus's case, acknowledged the lack of evidence against him. The officer who had initially accused Marcus looked uneasy, aware that the truth had emerged despite his earlier certainty. The judge commended Marcus for his maturity and understanding of the law, praising his ability to present a clear and convincing defense. In a firm decision, the judge dismissed all charges against Marcus and ordered a formal review of the officer's conduct during the investigation. Following the hearing, the police department took steps to address the shortcomings revealed during the case. The officer received a reprimand, and the department reinforced its commitment to unbiased, evidence-based policing. Training programs were expanded, emphasizing respect for all community members and adherence to proper procedures. Marcus's victory was more than just a personal triumph, it became a catalyst for positive change. Local schools invited him to speak about the importance of legal literacy and standing up for justice. He inspired many young people to pursue education and advocacy, showing that knowledge could be a powerful tool against unfair treatment. His family, proud and relieved, celebrated not only the dismissal of charges but also the way Marcus handled the ordeal with grace and intelligence. Marcus, in turn, remained humble but determined, knowing this experience had strengthened his resolve to become a lawyer dedicated to fairness and equality for all. In the weeks following the court's decision, Marcus's story spread beyond the neighborhood, reaching local news outlets and community organizations. People admired how a young individual, facing an unfair accusation, had not only defended himself but also used the experience to educate and inspire others. Marcus was invited to speak at community forums and schools, where he shared insights on legal rights, the importance of staying calm under pressure, and how knowledge empowers individuals in difficult situations. His message was clear: understanding the law can be a powerful defense against injustice, and everyone deserves fair treatment regardless of their background. The police department also embraced the opportunity to improve. They launched outreach programs aimed at building trust with the community, encouraging transparency, and fostering respectful relationships. The case became a pivotal example of how accountability and education can work hand in hand to improve the justice system. Meanwhile, Marcus continued his studies with renewed passion. The experience fueled his ambition to pursue a career in law, not just for personal success, but to help others who might face similar challenges. He began volunteering with legal aid groups, assisting those who lacked access to proper representation. His family stood firmly behind him, proud of his resilience and leadership. Friends and neighbors saw Marcus not just as a teenager who overcame adversity, but as a beacon of hope and a reminder that fairness and justice could prevail when knowledge meets courage. As Marcus looked toward the future, he remained committed to his dream of becoming a lawyer. The journey had tested him, but it also had given him a powerful voice, a voice that would one day advocate for fairness and integrity in every corner of the justice system. In the end, Marcus's story was more than a victory over a false accusation, it was a testament to the strength of education, the power of calm determination, and the importance of standing up for what is right. Months passed, and Marcus's influence continued to grow. His story had sparked meaningful conversations throughout the city about fairness, responsibility, and the importance of community engagement in law enforcement. Local officials organized panels and workshops where citizens and officers could openly discuss concerns, share experiences, and work toward building mutual respect. Marcus was often invited to these gatherings, not only as a speaker but as an active participant. His unique perspective, as someone who had faced unjust treatment and had the knowledge to challenge it, brought valuable insight to discussions about policy reform and community policing strategies. At school, Marcus helped establish a legal awareness club, where students learned about their rights, studied basic legal procedures, and practiced public speaking and debate. The club quickly gained popularity, empowering young people to become more informed and confident citizens. The officer involved in Marcus's case faced ongoing consequences. Beyond the reprimand, he was assigned to additional training and community outreach programs to help rebuild trust. His experience became a cautionary example within the department, encouraging fellow officers to prioritize careful investigation and impartiality over assumptions. Marcus's family noticed a shift in the neighborhood's atmosphere as well. Where suspicion and tension had once lingered, there was now a growing sense of unity and collaboration. People recognized the importance of listening to one another and upholding fairness in all interactions. Inspired by Marcus's example, several community leaders began pushing for systemic changes, including increased transparency in police procedures and greater access to legal resources for residents. Marcus contributed to these efforts, offering his voice and legal knowledge to advocate for policies that protected everyone's rights. Through it all, Marcus remained grounded. He understood that change was a continuous process and that true justice required patience, perseverance, and education. His journey from a wrongly accused teenager to a respected young leader was just the beginning of a lifelong commitment to fairness. As he prepared for college, Marcus set his sights on law school, determined to become an attorney who would defend those without a voice and work toward a justice system that truly served all people equally. As Marcus transitioned from high school to college, his reputation as a young advocate for justice only grew stronger. He chose to major in political science with a minor in legal studies, eager to deepen his understanding of the systems he hoped to improve. His professors quickly recognized his sharp intellect and passionate commitment, encouraging him to take leadership roles on campus. Marcus became a prominent figure in student organizations focused on social justice, legal reform, and community service. He worked tirelessly to create partnerships between the university and local communities, organizing workshops that educated residents about their rights and how to navigate the legal system effectively. His personal experience of being wrongly accused remained a powerful motivator. Marcus often shared his story in speeches and seminars, emphasizing the importance of knowledge, resilience, and fairness. He urged students and community members alike to stand up against injustice not with anger, but with well-informed confidence. At the same time, Marcus kept close ties with his family and neighborhood. He volunteered at local legal aid clinics, offering support to those who couldn't afford legal representation. His efforts helped countless individuals understand their cases better, empowering them to advocate for themselves. The impact of his work began to ripple beyond the city. Media outlets interviewed Marcus, highlighting how a young person's dedication could influence broader conversations about justice reform. His story inspired youth groups across the country to establish their own legal education programs, creating a growing network of empowered young advocates. Meanwhile, the police department continued to implement reforms inspired by the case. Regular community meetings were held to ensure transparency and foster dialogue. Officers received ongoing training in cultural sensitivity, conflict resolution, and ethical investigation practices. These efforts gradually rebuilt public trust. Marcus's journey was a testament to the power of education and perseverance. Despite facing adversity, he had turned a painful experience into a catalyst for positive change, not only in his own life but also within his community and beyond. Looking forward, Marcus remained focused on his ultimate goal, attending law school and becoming a defense attorney dedicated to protecting the rights of the misunderstood and marginalized. He believed that with knowledge, empathy, and courage, the justice system could be transformed into a fair and compassionate institution for all. As Marcus progressed through college, his leadership qualities and legal acumen became even more evident. He was selected as the president of the campus Legal Advocacy Society, where he spearheaded initiatives aimed at increasing legal literacy among students and community members alike. Under his guidance, the society launched a series of free legal clinics, connecting law students and volunteers with people facing everyday legal challenges. Marcus's dedication caught the attention of prominent legal professionals and organizations, many of whom offered mentorship and internship opportunities. He eagerly accepted an internship with a nonprofit legal defense fund focused on protecting civil liberties and ensuring fair treatment within the justice system. Throughout his internship, Marcus observed firsthand the complexities and inequities many people face. These experiences deepened his understanding of systemic issues and fueled his passion to fight for reform from within the legal framework. He contributed research, assisted in case preparation, and even helped draft policy recommendations aimed at improving accountability in law enforcement. Back home, Marcus remained a pillar of support for his community. He organized workshops teaching youth about conflict resolution, legal rights, and civic engagement. Recognizing that education was a powerful tool against injustice, Marcus partnered with local schools and community centers to ensure that knowledge reached those who needed it most. The police department, having learned from the past, continued its efforts to build bridges with the community. Marcus was invited to serve on a citizen advisory board that monitored law enforcement practices and promoted transparency. His balanced perspective helped mediate difficult conversations and push for constructive changes. Despite the demands on his time, Marcus never lost sight of his personal goals. He maintained strong academic performance while balancing his community commitments, internships, and leadership roles. His resilience and focus inspired peers and mentors alike. As graduation approached, Marcus began preparing for law school applications. He knew that the next chapter would be challenging but was confident that his experiences had equipped him well. With a clear vision of using his legal expertise to advocate for justice and fairness, Marcus looked forward to making a lasting impact. His journey, from an unjust accusation to becoming a respected young leader, had transformed him in ways he never imagined. Marcus understood that change required not only knowledge but also empathy, patience, and unwavering dedication. And he was ready to meet that challenge head-on. As Marcus prepared to graduate, the weight of his journey settled on him, not as a burden, but as a source of strength. He reflected on how a single, unfounded accusation had challenged his life, but also had propelled him into a path of purpose and influence. His transformation was a powerful example of resilience and the pursuit of justice. The day of his graduation was a celebration not only of academic achievement but also of the community's progress. Family, friends, mentors, and neighbors gathered to honor Marcus's accomplishments and the positive changes inspired by his experience. In his valedictorian speech, Marcus spoke passionately about the power of education, integrity, and standing up for what is right. He urged his peers to use their knowledge to uplift others and to challenge injustice whenever they encountered it. His words resonated deeply, inspiring many to consider careers in law, public service, and advocacy. Soon after graduation, Marcus was accepted into a prestigious law school. There, he continued to build on his foundation, focusing on criminal justice reform and civil rights law. He sought out internships and clerkships that would allow him to fight for those who, like him once, faced unfair treatment and limited access to legal resources. Throughout law school, Marcus remained active in community outreach and advocacy. He organized legal aid events, worked with local nonprofits, and mentored younger students facing challenges similar to those he had overcome. His reputation as a dedicated and compassionate advocate grew. The police department, motivated by the changes sparked by Marcus's case, had established lasting reforms. Transparency policies were strengthened, officers received ongoing training, and community advisory boards played a vital role in maintaining accountability. While challenges remained, the relationship between law enforcement and the community had improved significantly. Marcus's journey came full circle when, during his final year of law school, he helped draft legislation aimed at ensuring fair investigative practices and protecting the rights of individuals during police interactions. His work contributed to meaningful policy changes, earning recognition from both legal and community organizations. Looking back, Marcus realized that what began as a moment of unjust accusation had become a lifelong mission to champion fairness, integrity, and education. He was no longer just a young man defending himself, he was a rising leader, ready to make a profound difference in the justice system. His story was a testament to the power of knowledge, courage, and persistence. Marcus had turned a difficult ordeal into a beacon of hope, showing that even in the face of adversity, justice could prevail through informed and determined action. Years later, Marcus stood confidently in a courtroom, not as a defendant, but as a skilled attorney. His journey from a young teen wrongly accused to a respected legal professional had been long and challenging, but every step had prepared him for this moment. Now representing clients who often lacked resources and voice, Marcus fought tirelessly to ensure their rights were protected. He approached each case with the same calm determination and deep understanding of the law that had helped him years ago. His clients trusted him, inspired by his story and unwavering commitment. Marcus also worked closely with community organizations to provide free legal workshops, teaching others how to navigate the justice system and protect their rights. He believed that empowering people with knowledge was key to preventing injustices like those he had faced. His influence extended beyond the courtroom. Marcus became a vocal advocate for systemic reform, collaborating with policymakers, law enforcement leaders, and activists. His efforts helped introduce programs emphasizing fairness, transparency, and respect in policing and legal proceedings. Despite his busy career, Marcus never forgot his roots. He often returned to his hometown to mentor youth, sharing his story and encouraging them to pursue education and stand up for themselves with confidence and integrity. Marcus's story had grown into a movement, one that showed how knowledge and perseverance could transform not only an individual's life but also an entire community. Through his work, he continued to inspire hope and change, proving that justice is attainable when people are informed, courageous, and united. Marcus's journey had come full circle. From the moment he was wrongly accused, to becoming a legal prodigy and then a dedicated attorney, his life was a testament to resilience, intelligence, and the pursuit of justice. As a respected lawyer, Marcus not only defended individuals facing unfair treatment but also worked tirelessly to improve the justice system itself. His advocacy helped shape policies that promoted fairness, accountability, and respect between law enforcement and the communities they served. Beyond the courtroom, Marcus's story inspired countless others to believe in the power of knowledge and courage. He frequently spoke at schools, community centers, and legal forums, encouraging young people to educate themselves and stand strong against injustice. The neighborhood that once watched him face unfounded accusations now celebrated his achievements. Marcus had become a symbol of hope and change, proving that even when faced with adversity, one person's determination can make a profound difference. In the end, Marcus knew that the fight for justice was ongoing, but he was ready, armed with experience, wisdom, and an unshakable belief in fairness, to lead the way forward.